I've been asked time and time again, what's your favorite movie? It seems like the first question out of someone's mouth when they find out how much I love them. So how do you answer that? Is it the movie that inspired me most? The movie I've watched the most in my life? Or the movie that evokes the most emotional reaction? The truth is that even the answer to those questions changes regularly. At one time, I would have said American Beauty or Fight Club, because they were the films that made me want to make films. Or more recently, Before Sunrise or Blue Valentine. As I grew older and my taste changed, it's important to note that every time we see a film, it's like a staple in that point in our life. And at that certain point, certain things talk to us. And as we grow as people, we obviously see things differently. American Beauty and Fight Club spoke to me when I was an angsty teen because they were against the grain of normal society. I still agree with some of those views, but I'm not so radical and don't see things in such a black and white nature. There's a great channel called Royal Ocean Film Society. They have a great video about 500 Days of Summer and outgrowing films. And it nails the idea on the head. I've outgrown some of my favorite movies from the past, but they still hold that certain place in my heart. I see the flaws that I maybe overlooked in the past, or maybe just simply my personal preferences changed. There's one film that every time I see it, I have the exact same reaction. Because the storytelling and the visual style is so unlike anything else, I feel like it won't age in the same way the other ones have. It's less of a staple and more of an overall experience. That movie is Don Hertzfeldt's It's Such a Beautiful Day. Technically 3 short films compiled into a feature, but it's my favorite movie of all time. Now, if you haven't seen It's Such a Beautiful Day, seek it out. It used to be on Netflix. I don't think it is anymore, at least it's not in the country I live in, but go out and watch it. The easiest place I found was Vimeo, where you can download it for I think like $5. Believe me, it's worth that money because the experience you'll get is unlike anything else that you probably have seen in your life. The film just simply features a narrator and a wobbly drawn stick figure named Bill. That's the film. That's the purity and the simplistic nature of It's Such a Beautiful Day. But somehow, Don Hertzfeldt translates more emotion and more human experience into the stick figure than any other character that I've ever seen. He does it in little bubbles framed in black, in dreamlike sequences that are presented as if they were a collection of memories. Bill's memories. It's structured, and although it has a through line, it meanders and gives us glimpses into Bill's life. Those unimportant things we would normally not see in a film, like random thoughts, are highlighted and at the forefront.
In the supermarket, Bill was always very careful to select fruit from only the back of the produce piles, as the fruit in the front was at crotch level to the other customers.
Bill is really the only character in the film. The only thing that separates him from the rest of the faceless stick figures is his hat. Other than Bill naming a couple of important people to him, the world around him is faceless. It's represented as Bill's experience, and we truly see Bill's experience. But more importantly, it shows Bill's feelings, as if we were inside his very chaotic mind. It's funny, it's unapologetic, it's heartbreaking, but most importantly, it's honest. We slowly find out that Bill is suffering from an unknown neurological disease, and his brain and his memories are failing him. We get inside his head as he's struggling to remember, but also the anxiety and the chaos that comes with facing something you can't control. You're literally experiencing this along with Bill. The way the film shows Bill's emotions and how he's incapable of handling them is something much more than just empathizing with a character. It physically shows you what it's like to experience what he's going through. We experience them as if we are the character. Bill has these visions and hallucinations which are everything from terrifying to devastating, but somehow the film manages to be funny, absurd, and philosophical in all one simple story of his life. They're framed in memories, and just like our memories, sometimes the specific things that we remember, like tying our shoe when we were 3 years old as someone kicked us in the shin, they don't matter at all. They didn't change the person you were or became, but you remember them. It also reflects on how unreliable memories are, and how memories get distorted and warped over time, and how a story turns into just that, a story. Or the same way, in a simple moment that you thought meant nothing, looking back means more than you'll ever admit. I've never seen a film depict experiences in this way. The sound and the images are just immersive. These sound effects and double exposures and the footage of images, both based in reality and stick figures, just give such feeling. It's crafted in a way that allows audience interaction. The narration, which isn't Bill's voice, gives us the needed info, which tells the audience things plainly, almost as if he's a documentarian. If you think about it, feeding the audience exactly what they need to know is bad filmmaking. The constant rule is show, don't tell. And this is the opposite. Constant narration telling us exactly what's happening. But why It's Such a Beautiful Day works is because what it shows us is so beyond those words. And so beyond what words can even describe. Like, how do you show a seizure? Or someone falling into madness? Or waking up and not being able to comprehend where you truly are?
Bill, can you hear me, Bill?
Look at me, Bill. Look at me.
140/90.
Bill, can you hear me?
Bill?
I think that this film comes the closest to those experiences and even more experiences that I've never witnessed. They are abstract, but they're connected to reality. The voiceover connects us, but the image extends and translates more than words ever could. This film is beautiful in many ways. Its simplicity, its message, its craft. But the main reason I love it so much is because of the way it makes me feel. I always try to appreciate the things closest to me, the people I love, the overall big picture. But after watching this, I try to appreciate even more. In the final minutes of the film, Bill walks around and he takes notice of his bath mat, the faces as he walks down the street, and the stars above his head, and the wonder of it all. I leave having watched someone's entire life, their struggles, their deterioration, and I remember everything in this life of ours is fleeting. The same way Bill's state allows him to see new things, I try my best to see things under that new light. Because when we stop noticing, we stop experiencing. The world is clumsy, beautiful, and new.
It's such a beautiful day.
So what is your favorite movie of all time? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you to my patrons Adam Gray, Jeremy Jacobs, Jenny Edwards, Jeremy Robson, Gabe Marchand, Trevor Cowan, Gunnar Lakeland, Colleen West, Ested Hemsash, Marco Perry, Roland A. McShange, Lon Hudson, Kieran Hunt, George Conan, Brandon Warner, Sweeby, and Alex Tao. I'll see you in the next video.